Hey y'all, I'm Jess Birken with Birken Law Office, back one more time with my friend Tom Wertish from Novallus Insurance.
Yep, happy to be here today talking nonprofits.
Right on.
We've gone through the beginning, the middle, the
end.
Yeah.
And so, if I'm a nonprofit person on the board and I'm thinking about my due diligence and I've watched all these videos and I've said, great, we are a small nonprofit. We're going to get our D&O. We're going to get our general liability, and we are set, good to go, end of story, proceed.
Not so fast.
Wah, wah, wah,
right?
wah.
Yeah, cue the trumpet.
Yeah.
We realized that we could cover a lot in some, 4 to 5 minute videos today, but there's obviously reasons why we exist beyond that, and that there's a lot of different one-offs that can happen. So I would just give you a few scenarios of other things that might be more unusual, but things you definitely want to talk about, and the reason to spend some time with your lawyer, with your insurance provider, making sure they have a good understanding of your mission. And I would say in default, don't assume, ask, right?
Yeah.
Call us and say, I'm doing this. I want to know, am I okay? Right?
Yeah.
And we'll get the answer. We'll give you the answer.
It's the ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure
For sure.
adage.
Yeah, absolutely. So just a few other things that I thought about were, let's say you're a neighborhood association and you're having a, neighborhood cookout, but you're providing liquor. Well, you want some liquor liability, so if someone gets overserved and, kills someone in an accident, they don't come back after you. You have a policy to respond there.
Not to mention you may need licenses to serve food
Right,
and all that stuff
through the city. Right, absolutely. Or let's say your nonprofit, prepares tax returns for poor people. Well, there's a professional liability exposure because if you do someone's tax returns wrong and the IRS is coming after them, there's another exposure. Or let's say you're preparing those same tax returns, you've got everybody's social, you've got all their contact information, you have their address. Well, look what happened to Equifax, right? It can happen to you. Cyber liability is another thing that could be something that could easily sink your business if a hacker gets your computer.
Or you have one angry member who hijacks your whole membership list and starts sending out nastygrams to your whole list.
Yeah, and then, we didn't really talk about employee theft and some crime coverage. There's definitely some things to address there with people stealing stuff. That happens.
Yeah, if your nonprofit handles cash in any way because you do fee for service or you're handling cash at fundraisers.
And then, another thing to think about is, maybe the $1 million isn't enough. Maybe you have some really wealthy board members. Maybe it's a large nonprofit. You might want to look at an umbrella to give you some more coverage than the base policy could provide.
And an umbrella policy is just
more. It's excess.
Okay.
Yeah. So after your policy, if $1 million doesn't cover it and that's your limit, and you have a $5 million umbrella after that, then your umbrella kicks in and says, okay, we'll have the 1 plus the 5, so I really have 6, right? Before they can come after you personally.
Yeah.
So good idea based on the value of the nonprofit, the amount of money that's going through it, and the board members and their liability and their risk too. So
sure.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Fun having a good conversation today about this, and I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there, and I hope we cleared some up.
Yeah, I hope we did too. And I think that the big takeaway from all of these videos is you really want to call and talk with your attorney or your insurance agent, and you really want to find, especially for, the attorney thing is a little bit more clear. You can figure out this person specializes or, works with a lot of nonprofits, and this person is a criminal defense attorney, right? You get it.
Right.
Insurance agents, I feel like it's harder to find someone who really understands the differences that nonprofits have in these special little quirks, which is why I love you. But I think it's important for people to really talk to and find an agent that they can be comfortable with and have these conversations with. Because,
I think you have to find someone that's passionate about it, and I think both of us share a passion for, helping the community and feeling like, okay, in our business careers and our business lives, how can we do that? And that's why, you've chosen to help nonprofits, and I've chosen to really explore and learn more and help kind of specialize in that, because it is so different when it goes from volunteers to a nonprofit startup. It's very different than an insurance agency or a law office in terms of your exposures and your risks, and just happy to help cover it and would love to spend some time discussing it with you. Let's take some time, learn about your mission, see how we can help.
Yeah, right on. Well, thanks so much for being here for this series. I hope that the nonprofit community has some clarity on these issues, and I can't thank you enough for doing this with
And
me.
thanks for having me. It was a blast, and we just hope we can help some people out. And if you want to learn more, certainly contact either one of us. I'm happy to answer any questions. If I don't know the answer, I'll find the answer.
Yeah, great. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.